Hello friends and welcome back to our YouTube channel on lectures of theory of automaton computation. Alright, so let us discuss today the conversion of a transition diagram into its equivalent transition table. We all know that transition diagram is also known as a transition graph. We also call it as a graph. Fine. Now suppose if this one is a given diagram or a given graph, now how to draw its equivalent transition table? So first of all, the form of the table is like we'll be having some rows and some columns. On the row heads, that is rows, these are the rows, right? On the row heads, we will call these as heads. On the row heads, we will write all the states in the given diagram. So in the given diagram, the states are Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 and Q5. Fine. On the column heads, we will write the input alphabets, that is, which input symbols are there on the arrows. So, two input symbols are there, one is 0, another one is 1. We cannot find any other symbol or input on the transition in the transition diagram. Fine. Now, in this diagram, if we see, this is the notation for the initial state. So, same way, we will mark arrow to indicate that Q0 is the initial state. We can see that Q3 is the final state. So we will use a star over here to mention in the transition table that Q3 is the final state. Now, how to write the transitions? How to read a table basically? We will read it as Q0 with input 0. Fine. So when we look at Q0 with input 0, the next state will be Q1. If I look at Q0 with input 1, there is no transition. So we will put a blank here. Then we'll move on to state Q1. Q1 with input 0, the next state is Q1. Q1 with input 1, the next state is Q2. Then next state is Q2. Q2 with 0 is Q3. Q2 with 1, it is going towards Q5, right? Then we look at the state Q3. Q3 with input 0, this is the transition 0. We will write over here Q5. Q3 with 1, it is going towards Q4. Q4 with 0, the transition is Q5. Q4 with 1, the transition is Q0. And then going to the Q5. Q5 with input 0, it is going towards the state Q2. And with 1, it is again going towards the state Q2. Fine. So this is the final, we can say, the transition table for the given transition diagram. We can have transition table for any such diagram by simply writing the states given in the transition diagram on the row heads, input on the column heads, marking the initial state and the final state, because it is mandatory to indicate the initial and final state of any finite state machine, right? And then writing the transitions in the columns in the cells over here. We can also add another notation like this, that this cell will represent next state and these basically represent the present state. All right, so this is all about the conversion process. If you have any further doubts or queries, you can mention in the comments below. We will definitely get back to you. Thank you for watching this video.